to really just call it a state of emergency, because that's really what this is.
After a series of racist incidents in schools across Utah over the last few months, activist Darlene McDonald, a native of South Salt Lake City, is sounding the alarm and wants education officials and state lawmakers to bypass the usual feel-good statements and actually do something about the growing problem.
That they had recent incidents at Halloween of a young man showing up at school in blackface and other students showing up dressed as the KKK.
McDonald outlines a series of incidents, including an Instagram page that recently came to light involving students at Sunset Ridge Middle School in West Jordan, Utah. The social media page targeted black students by posting photos of them captioned with insults, including, "Shut up, you're black."
They had pictures of black kids from this middle school posted on this Instagram account with the extension of that name being NI, fill in the blank, and in derogatory words and phrases about black kids in that school.
A spokesman from the Jordan School District sent Atlanta Black Star a statement on its handling of the situation, which reads in part, "The content of the Instagram page is upsetting, inappropriate, racist, and not something we condone or tolerate. We took action immediately to get the page removed. When those responsible are identified, we'll work with law enforcement to hold them accountable." Another incident from Bluffdale High School in Bluffdale, Utah, involved a school-sanctioned illustration of a black man depicted in jail wearing an orange jumpsuit for a fundraising event.
The first one with the cartoon caricature of the black man in jail behind bars. It really is a case of implicit bias, in my opinion.
McDonald believes this incident stems from a place of implicit bias rather than ill intent. The school's director told a local media outlet he's sorry, admitting it was insensitive. However, another incident sparked more controversy at Skyview High School in Smithfield, Utah, just 2 weeks ago. Two students showed up on Halloween. One was dressed as a basketball player in blackface, and another was dressed as the KKK. That same day, the school district invited Jacqueline Thompson, assistant superintendent of a neighboring school district, and a woman of color to facilitate diversity training.
The parents of some of the students were so offended by her diversity training in the video that she showed that the principal apologized to the parents and saying maybe we shouldn't have showed the video, made absolutely no mention of why she was called there regarding the students showing up in blackface and dressed as the KKK.
Some of those parents are part of the Facebook group Utah Parents United, which has more than 5,300 followers. Several posts on the page reveal parents are often upset when their kids are given assignments that involve racial issues. This parent made a post saying his son was being taught Marxist topics such as systemic racism. However, the post regarding the video on racism and white privilege during the diversity training garnered more than 100 comments, and some of them from parents of color, speaking out on the need for more diversity training. Brianna Hugh wrote, "The irony is no one seems to have a problem with students dressing up in blackface and shouting racial slurs. As a mother of 4 black children in Utah, we need more of what Dr. Jackie shared, not less."
But even if I can't think what to say, I'll stop using my privilege just to look away.
Greg Miller is the director of Layton Christian Academy and the man who created the controversial video. He was inspired to create the video when black basketball players at his school were subjected to racial slurs after a game.
And I watched those kids just in tears over this.
Miller says a strong reaction, particularly from white people, is exactly what he was going for, and he highlighted white privilege to get their attention.
Okay, I get why some people have an objection to it, because if they're looking at it as something, okay, you were given material things to start. I get that that didn't happen, but there are privileges that I have, and the biggest one I decided was me being able to step in and out of the conversation on race anytime I want. in a way that African American people, parents, students cannot.
In October, 10-year-old Izzy Titchener committed suicide after she experienced a series of racist insults by students at her school in Farmington, Utah. This came just weeks after the Department of Justice completed an investigation on widespread harassment experienced by Black and Asian students in the Davis School District just north of Salt Lake City. The president of the School Board of Education told Atlanta Black Star regarding the federal investigation, when the DOJ investigation started, every school administrator began extensive training in investigating, assessing, and responding to all racial harassment allegations. With the release of the DOJ's findings, every school administrator continues to be trained.
Utah is a very red state, and we have a Republican supermajority in the legislature. And many of them have got on board with the idea that diversity, equity, and inclusion training is CRT, critical race theory, which we all know it is not.
Despite resistance from some lawmakers, McDonald wants to see diversity, equity, and inclusion training mandated for educators. She also believes if social and emotional learning is incorporated into the curriculum, Utah schools will see fewer racist incidents.
We have just introduced this trauma to another generation of African Americans here in this state, and we have to stop this cycle. We have to stop this cycle.
Atlanta Black Star sought comment from the Utah State Board of Education regarding the racist incidents in recent months, but did not hear back at the time of this report. Reporting for Atlanta Black Star, I'm Cavante Smalls.